Hello fellow musicians, welcome back to another video, and I'm sorry if you guys can't see my full face. I am currently recording this video at 11:04 at night. But in this video, which you guys can probably tell by my shirt and the title of this video, we're going to talk about Marvel. And if you little background about me getting into Marvel, my first Marvel-based movie was the first Spider-Man movie, the Tobey Maguire Spider-Man movie. That was my, at least in memory, that was the thing that set me in being a Marvel fan. And then I watched the more Spider-Man TV shows, and the X-Men shows, all the respective Marvel shows, right? Growing up. So when we saw Iron Man 1, I thought that was awesome. I knew of Iron Man, but I didn't really know who he was. I had an idea of him, but I was a little kid. And I was a kid. All I knew he was a rich guy who had fancy suits that could kick ass, had lasers coming out of their hands, right? And all I knew really of Marvel, there's a few characters, Spider-Man being the best character that I've known. It's Peter Parker mostly. And I knew that Stan Lee was the one who, well, at that time I thought, when I was younger, I thought Stan Lee was the creator of Marvel. And now I know, I believe, correct me if I'm wrong, he's the co-creator of Marvel. So when Stan Lee died, that broke my heart a bit, because he was a legend. He is a legend. And I knew seeing Avengers Endgame in theaters was my last time seeing a Stan Lee cameo, because the guy passed away. And we saw a little nod to Stan Lee in Venom 2. Because Stan Lee was on a magazine cover. And Venom 2 came out, I want to say months, if not a year or two after his death. So I was okay with it. I was okay with that nod. I thought that was pretty cool what they did. They had him still making a cameo without really trying to do what they did with Princess Leia in Rise of Skywalker, or what they did with Grand Moff Tarkin in Star Wars Rogue One, and Rise of Skywalker being Star Wars Episode 9. And so now I hear, which is the title of this article, Marvel Studios is licensing Stan Lee's likeness from a company he sued before his death. Probably not the smartest thing to do, Marvel. But let me read before I give my 2 cents on this, shall we? So, even though Stan Lee has been dead since 2018, a new deal. I'll bring this over better. Even though Stan Lee has been dead since 2018, a new deal between Marvel Studios and POW Entertainment may be a sign that is legendary comics creators going to be appearing in more movies, more than a few Marvel branded projects in the near future. POW Entertainment, the productions house Stan Lee co-founded in 2001, subsequently sued in 2018 for allegedly forging his signature on legal documents, has entered a licensing agreement with Genius Brands and Marvel Studios, granting the Hollywood giant and right to use Lee's likeness in his upcoming projects. In press release about the 20-year deal, Genius Brands CEO and Chairman Andy Hayward expressed feelings of pride and stewardship for the incredibly valuable rights to Stanley's name, likeness, and merchandise, an intellectual property brand. There is no better place than Marvel and Disney where Stan should be for from his movies and theme park experience. As we enter the centennial years of Stanley's birthday, December 28th, 2022, we are thrilled to see his memory and legacy will continue to delight fans through this new long-term agreement with Marvel. I don't know if current delight fans in the years and months leading up to Lee's death in 2018. His life was marked by scandalous allegations of elder abuse as well as financial woes that seemingly slammed for being surrounded by people looking to cash in on the X-Men's co-creator's name. Lee's filed a suit against POW co-fighter Gil Champion and CEO Shane Duffy in 2008 for finalizing a deal using a signature said to be stolen to use his likeness that the 95-year-old believed to be non-exclusive at the time. POW insisted that Lee's claims were completely without merit, and the lawsuit was ultimately dropped just months before Lee's death. Champion said of Lee in today's press that he sees licensing deal as a way of honoring him. As Stan Lee's longtime business partner and friend, I'm looking forward to commemorating his work in the new way. Building a connection with his fans is important to us, and it is a privilege to get to do that on his behalf. The writing has been off the wall for some time now that Hollywood is more than keen to use digital facsimiles of dead celebrities to keep their living fans engaged and consuming content, but it's unclear whether Lee will continue to cameo in Marvel movies going forward. Speaking with the Hollywood Reporter, Hayward said that while he and the others always field offers with a focus of protecting legacies, what will determine how the public receives future depictions of Lee is intentionally behind it. The audience prefers Stan, and it is done with taste and class and respectful of who he was. And it was be welcomed. He is a beloved personality, and long after you and I are gone, he will remain the essence of Marvel. That part I agree. The last part I agree that long after anyone sees this video, Stan Lee will be the essence of Marvel since he was like pretty much the face. I want to say, but how I feel about them doing this. I explained this on a stream that I was on Thursday. Somebody kind of said what I was feeling, but I kind of also reaffirmed this too. And don't worry, if you guys want to read this article, it'll be in the pinned comments down below. I feel like them going this route it's not really honoring Stan Lee. It's more like they're just desperate at making money that they're wanting to use Stan Lee to get there. And that's disrespectful. That's honestly disrespectful. The difference between Stan Lee and Tarkin is that, like, who played the original actor? Who played Tarkin in New Hope? Peter Cushing. He by the time Rogue One came out, he's been like long dead for like what, 20-ish years, 28 years. And even though I can understand how some fans feel just how using Moff Tarkin in Rogue One was disrespectful, that character served the story. That was an actual purpose for Tarkin to be in there. Sure, would have been nice to have had Tarkin being recasted? Sure, why not? To have an actor that looked as close to Peter Cushing as possible? Sure. But there was an actual purpose to have Tarkin in Rogue One. Now, yeah, like I said, would it have been nice to have him get recasted to have an actor that resembled him or as close as him? Sure, they did that with Doctor Who. Recent episode when the 12th Doctor regenerated into the 13th Doctor. The special had the 12th Doctor meeting the 1st Doctor, and the 1st Doctor was a different actor. He was the cat dude from Harry Potter who played the 1st Doctor, because the original actor who played the 1st Doctor in Doctor Who 50 years ago was dead. William Hartnell, no, or something like that, is dead. So they had to recast. And I think they handled the 1st Doctor in that special pretty well. Granted that even though they CGI Tarkin, and yes, it would have been, I feel like more like it would have been better that they recasted Tarkin in Rogue One. I feel like they did Tarkin justice in that movie. On how they, like, in terms of what scenes they put him in and how they used him. Granted that, yeah, I still think they should have recasted. But that's different. That's a slight tad bit different. Because Stan Lee has been dead for 2018, 4 years by the time I'm making this video. And there's not really any logical reason for digitally recreate Stan Lee. Unless if you're trying to like tell a story of his life and have like the potentially like in the credits where you have like him as like an animated character, kind of like how he was in Big Hero 6 a bit. And the kind of like, what I mean by that, I'm going to, you know how they made a Mr. Rogers movie? Have that, but the end have like a brief moment where Stanley sees CGI maybe just waving goodbye to us fans. I think fans will be more on board with that than how Marvel's going to do it. And to a certain extent, you can say that idea I just brought out may be disrespectful in a sense of Stan Lee. I don't know. That part's up to you guys. But them CGIing Stan Lee's face for the next 20 years, I believe like having the rights, I believe it's disrespectful to him. I really do. Because even though it was great seeing him make a cameo in the Marvel movies, it was great seeing him make a cameo in the Spider-Man game. It was great having him make a cameo in Big Hero 6. Let the man rest in peace. Let the man rest in peace. Because right now, all you're doing is being greedy, Marvel. I get, like you said, he will remain the essence of Marvel. That part I will fully agree with you. He will be. But that doesn't mean that we should CGI his face. Sure, and I bet I'm not the only one who feels this way. I sure do miss Stan Lee. I miss um Stan Lee. I do. But you know what I do? I go back and watch the previous Marvel-based movies, like when he was alive. See his cameo. I honestly don't have any intention of seeing Stan Lee, or I don't have any wish to see Stan Lee make a cameo in any other movie. As much as I miss him, because he's dead. He's dead. I, like I said, I forget if I said this or not, but I do like that how they did the Stan Lee cameo in Venom 2. And when did Venom 2 come out? I want to know, when did Venom 2 came out last year? And you know what they did in Venom 2 for his cameo, which is more of a nod than a cameo, is had him in a magazine cover. That was a subtle nod to him. They did not CGI him. They to fit him in the movie. They just had him picture of him on a cover, and I dug that. I really did. Cause I felt like that was like proper way of like saying, okay, no more cameos of Stan Lee. Like this is the last quote unquote cameo we'll see him in as a magazine cover in Venom 2: Let There Be Carnage. It was a quick one, and you have to stop at it, like pause the movie to see what I'm referring to, but there's Stan Lee cameo, and I was okay with that. I just outside of wanting to make money on his name, I don't see the reason for bringing Stan Lee into the digitally resurrecting Stan Lee, and from the company that he sued. This ain't gonna be a good look for you, Marvel. This ain't. Um. If you do this, Marvel, I can. There might be some fans that will be excited. Sure, there are gonna be some people that are gonna be excited for more Stan Lee's cameos, but there's gonna be a lot of backlash. A lot of backlash. And if you Disney think the backlash like the Secret Trilogy was bad, or like those like some of those protests that Disney workers had was bad, I can see this being like really blown up in your face if this is true. Assuming this is true. Maybe you guys miss Stan Lee. Hey, if that's the reason, I get that. But out of respect for Stan Lee, I do not want this. I'm hoping you guys scrap this. I hope you guys like take the deal and break it. Cause this won't get you anywhere. Except for hot water. But I hope you guys don't take advantage of this deal. Um, I generally hope not. And but it wouldn't be surprising if you guys did. But I hope not. Hope not. If you guys are watching this, tell me what you guys think in the comment section down below. Are you guys on board with Marvel Studios licensing Stan Lee's likeness?